What's up, guys, and welcome, Daily Theologians. January 16th, the third Sunday in January, is going to be a time where Pastor John MacArthur is encouraging faithful pastors here in the U.S. and others across the world to preach on the value of the created order and God's design in marriage and basically sexuality. The gender issue is coming to a boil in Canada because they're passing Bill C-4, which is ironically C-4. That seems interesting, but that you cannot talk about basically gender counseling for what they call conversion therapy. Now, the problem with this law is that it's criminalizing the discussion of these things with people that are struggling in these areas, which most people rightly would agree this is a mental health issue if they were looking at it from any rational, real perspective. And to be able to talk to them or help them or offer alternatives for people in these issues, specifically with the number of people that come out on the other side of this and regret the whole thing, and the way that people are influencing young children to make life-altering, body-mutilating decisions at a young age is child abuse. This is insanity. And so to restrict the ability to help these people or talk to these people or even discuss this issue, this Bill C-4 is too vague according to many, and it's going to result in the criminalization of discussing biblical sexuality and the created order in marriage and things like that. And it's an attempt to remove all moral constraint, really, in Canada. Now, some of these things are already legal here in the U.S., maybe not to the same extent where it's the criminal code. I haven't researched this as thoroughly, but there's an article on the Christian Post that discusses this briefly, and in places like California and things like that, there are already some laws on the books, but I'm not sure if it's like a criminal type offense like this will be in Canada. So MacArthur, as usual, is leading the charge for correct doctrine, truth, freedom, as he always is. I mean, look at his track record. You may not like him, you may not like that he's reformed in his soteriology, which is right, by the way, but he's right about this issue. Just like over the period of his 50-year ministry, he's so often been out in front on various issues, including standing up to the government in California and winning over the recent debacle where they tried to shut down all the churches. If you remember, I mean, that didn't happen that long ago. Anyways, he won, and again, he's encouraging pastors to preach on this as a show of solidarity to those in Canada that will likely face criminal charges very soon, because the way this bill is written, they again feel it's too vague that if somebody gets offended, somebody doesn't like what you're saying, then now you're violating the criminal code for preaching on what people have understood for 6,000 years, since the beginning of time, that they've understood the way marriage works and the way gender and sexuality are connected. And the attempt to dissolve these things is an attempt to remove all social constraint and moral constraint and conscience from the issue of basically a mental health issue and a sexual issue that is being forced as normative and good. And it's, of course, not normative or good because it's destructive to the family and to people in very real medical ways, and also in very real physical ways, and very real just spiritual ways, because the family is God-given for the benefit of society in a common grace way, and for the benefit of children, and for the benefit of coming to know who God is, because everyone was made to worship God. Whether they do that or not, they were created to reflect and glorify God. So when people fail to do this, this is sin. And of course, the solution is not anger towards these people or towards people in this lifestyle. In fact, it's not an us versus them. This is Christians offering the message of hope of the gospel to people that are lost all around us, and that they must repent, turn from self and sin, and put all of their trust, all of their confidence in the death, burial, and resurrection of the God-man, Jesus Christ, who fulfilled the law perfectly in our place, went to the cross, bore the hell we deserve, died, and is now risen and reigning, and he is coming back. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, and remember to hammer that like button, like the 95 Theses, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.